It's an interesting dichotomy because in the public markets, being too early can mean you're wrong. But on the private markets, you're typically in an investment for 4 to 5 to 6 or 7 years. And so if you invest fairly early, that could be a good thing because that also makes sure that the terms that you're investing in are typically beneficial. You can protect yourself from dilution down the road as an early investor, and you have the opportunity to reinvest in subsequent rounds of funding. And so being too early in the private markets isn't the worst thing in the world. Now you never want to be early where you're waiting for 2 or 3 years before things even start to drum up, but there is a dichotomy where it's not as bad to be there. Now, being too early, I think things that we look at are items such as, is an ecosystem yet ready to be formed? And an example I can give you of that is, for example, investing in virtual reality technologies. Virtual reality is something that today has seen an ecosystem form around it, and I'll run you through that. But it's actually been around for 15, 20 years where investments had been made in that space. They had been made primarily in the headsets that are going to be used to showcase that technology. The problem was the technology actually build content for it or build the proper cameras to capture that type of content wasn't really available, and we didn't have smartphones yet, and so the technology to make those items even accessible weren't there yet. So investing in the headsets at that time, the ecosystem wasn't able to form, and that would be too early. But if you look today, with the proliferation of smartphones, you can bring down the cost of headsets. You also have a bunch of content manufacturers and content producers that are able to create content for virtual reality. You have a bunch of video stitching technology that are able to stitch together videos so that you can actually see a seamless content stream across virtual reality headsets. And then you've got public companies that can incorporate it, just like here at Morningstar Investing Conference. So as those ecosystems and you can see the potential for them to form, typically that could be a good place or a good time for you to actually enter an investment.